he had been there, him and Armie Hammer had each been there for like 2 or 3 months at that point, training to be Batman and Superman.
Hello and welcome to the Cancelled Movie Report, the documentary podcast series where we talk about all the best movies that Hollywood never made. My name is Campbell and I'm your host, and with me is my partner in crime, actor and comedian Eden Porter.
Hello.
And we are jumping back into Justice League Immortal, but for those of you joining us late, do consider listening to the episode earlier, but here is what you've missed so far.
The movie, Eden, begins at a funeral. All the Justice League members are there except Batman. Text comes on the screen, 2 days earlier, the world is at peace. And we see that Batman is actually monitoring via satellite all of the other members of the Justice League on big screens in a huge satellite that he calls Brother Eye.
What if something was to happen? They're not human, none of them, not fully.
Detective John Johns, aka the Martian Manhunter, bursts into flames.
You can't save the whole world, you know?
Not the whole world, just the little part with you in it.
And architect John Stewart, aka Green Lantern, who was played by Common, bites down on a pencil. A moment later, Stewart is blind. Aquaman is actually stung by a robot mosquito, which gives him aquaphobia.
No, this is not happening.
Everything that's happened, it's all me.
The Flash's body starts vibrating uncontrollably. He vibrates so fast that he phases completely through the center of the Earth. So somehow they all use a random assortment of weird powers that just happen to cure other things that are wrong with the Justice League. So the Justice League are finally back. They're in good health. They're now trying to work out who has done this.
Now, let's jump back into the film. So we now rejoin the story, and Wonder Woman has actually taken the Flash back to his favorite restaurant, Planet Krypton, because
Is it his favorite restaurant?
it's his favorite restaurant.
Okay, good.
Reminds
me of home.
That's something I've added.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's all right. It wasn't in the script notes.
It's between the lines.
Yeah, good.
Because the way that the Flash works is that he needs a lot of calories to get his energy back up. So she takes him to Planet Krypton, and he is gorging on a huge feast of food.
Yep.
Want some? I guess that's why you fit so nicely in that costume.
I've never understood the mortal male's need to objectify the female.
You ever looked in the mirror? Because if that's a problem, you might want to add a cape to the costume, or, I don't know, pants?
That junk will kill you, Uncle Barry. I'm sorry, am I interrupting? Is this a date? Is it seriously, is it? Because, Aunt Iris, I'm just saying.
It's not a date, for Christ's sakes. What are you doing here? How did you find us?
Something in the Speed Force. I always know where you are. But just a sec. Oh my god. You're Wonder Woman. The real Wonder Woman.
My nephew, Wally. He's,
He is indeed.
And Wally, don't objectify, okay? What have you got?
Well, you wanted to know about Nano. And who's who, right? And who isn't is the better question. Wayne Enterprises, Solitron, Ambicorp, they're all into this little stuff. But, let me take one of these. First of all, I gotta tell you, your government needs a better encryption technology, because I was in there pretty deep, and I'm just a kid with an iPhone. But I turned up something interesting. Part of this OMAC project. You guys are gonna love this. Okay, so we know it's this one-man Army Corps thing. Highest grade nanotechnologies, robotics, all that stuff. But in the 70s, they took a spin through serious mind control. Check this out. Babies. Bunches of them. It became all about genetics, chemical alterations, radiation, pharmaceuticals. Who knows what? But they trained these kids from day one. Tried to raise a homegrown battalion of freaks. Supposed to be able to control the enemy with just the power of their mind. But cardiac arrest, hemorrhaging, failing organs, I mean, mostly their brains just turn to jelly.
Humanity's capacity to inflict cruelty.
A few years ago, the whole thing just goes offline. The OMEC project just disappears.
And all these children? They all died?
Yeah. Well, except one.
Jonah Wilkes.
Yeah, it didn't ring a bell for me either, so... Look, they're like class photos. I mean, I'm glad I didn't go to that class. I ran this kid's face through a forensic program, to see what I look like today. Does this guy look familiar to you?
My God.
You're never going to believe this, Eden. That picture?
Who is it?
Maxwell Lord.
No way.
Yeah, the guy that's been in control of Brother Eye and openly villainous from the beginning. He was the lone survivor of the OMAC project.
Yeah, I love the idea of like they're going through it. All these kids are dead. Yeah,
yeah.
Except one. I'm like, oh, could you get any more cliched? I know, it's ridiculous.
A couple of checks here. Character number 3 obsessed with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, correct. And since when do these people have these hacking powers? Like Wally West. He's just he's got the speed force.
He's a kid with an iPhone, as he says.
Yeah, but he's not a super hacker or anything like that. He's just really fast.
Not the Wally West But this is Justice League.
Okay, where anyone can just have
Anton
whatever
Yelchin.
powers.
Anton Yelchin could hack.
Yeah, he's a hacker. He's a hacker from way back. It's the amount of time that they've spent in this bloody restaurant.
Yes.
Is abnormal.
Now, look, Eden, if you're going to build a Planet Krypton restaurant to film in, you're going to film more than one scene.
Yeah, you want to get your money's worth out of it.
But the other thing it checks is exposition dump number 2.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like no one ever finds it. And no one there's not a natural progression for things to come out. It's literally like, hey, off screen, I went and found out all of this stuff that I will now tell you right now.
And now, I don't want to discourage the screenwriters, but screenwriting rule is generally show, don't tell.
Yeah.
But I think what they thought that means is show them
telling
pictures why someone tells them.
Yeah, it's
because Wally West in one scene just sets up Maxwell Lord's backstory. He sets up his power set.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he sets up kind of what they need to do now.
And
they need to find
you haven't even seen him use his powers, his bad guy mind powers yet as well.
Not as of yet. Let me tell you, you're getting your money's worth.
Or maybe he's getting good reviews on Zomato for his restaurant. You will give me a good review. A good review. That's why it's so popular.
So from here, Batman finds Talia and follows her back to Maxwell Lord's hideout. After confronting Talia, Batman realizes that she can't be the one behind the attack. So he deduces it. He's the world's best detective.
Yeah, he's the world's best detective.
He's pretty much like, you're not smart enough.
Yeah. You're not smart enough, sweetheart.
It's at this point that Maxwell reveals himself to be the one in control of Brother Eye. He reveals this after it has just been revealed to us and was revealed to us even earlier than that. Oh my God, okay. This is the third reveal that Maxwell Lord is control of Brother Eye. And Maxwell is joined by 3 of the bikers from Gotham that Batman was chasing.
The bikers from earlier.
He orders Brother Eye to initiate Phase 1. Suddenly, people all over the world begin transforming into OMACs. The bikers also transform into OMACs and they start attacking Batman.
Wow.
Now, at the Fortress of Solitude, the Martian Manhunter senses Batman is in danger.
Oh, no.
And with Aquaman and Green Lantern, they rush to help him.
Okay, Superman has done nothing, by the way.
No.
This whole film, Superman has done nothing.
He talked Aquaman off the ledge.
Yeah, that's it.
At the beginning of the film.
That's it.
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
While at the restaurant, Wonder Woman and Flash see a news report about the OMACs attacking the Capitol. This is the second time the Flash has seen something on the news and jumped into action.
He's watching a lot of news, isn't he?
Wonder Woman receives a psychic message from the Manhunter. Apparently she's got that ability about Batman and flies off to help him while the Flash rushes out to deal with the OMACs in the street.
Okay.
So, the Justice League now kind of know what's up. We're getting into Act 3 a little bit here. They arrive at Maxwell Lord's hideout and they defeat all the OMACs that are attacking Batman. And this scene is actually a really cool scene for Wonder Woman. She's kind of a badass, kind of single-handedly takes everything and lands in front of Maxwell Lord to confront him.
Well, you certainly made that look easy.
Turn it off. Now.
Yeah. No, I don't think I could if I wanted to, frankly.
We're a little past that point.
We will stop you. Anything you throw at us. You know that, don't you, Jonah?
What? What did you call me?
Jonah. Jonah Wilkes.
What are you? No! Not Jonah! You don't get to use that name! You don't have the right to use that name! Jonah's dead! There's only Max. Maxwell Lord! One man! Me! You don't! Nobody! Wait. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm in. I'm inside. I knew if I could, if I got him close enough. Yeah, I got him. It's okay. I'm in.
Wonder Woman is suddenly attacked from behind by Superman.
Oh. So Maxwell Lord, while kind of being confronted, gets into Superman's head.
Yeah, takes him over.
Now, there's something that is worth mentioning, and it's mentioned briefly at the beginning of the film, but Maxwell Lord is prone to a blood nose.
Okay.
And whenever he's using his abilities, his nose starts bleeding. So this leads to a huge fight sequence between Superman and Wonder Woman. And we even have a couple of storyboards on our blog kind of detailing what this fight was going to look like. But it becomes epic. But I can actually even show you a little bit of insight. So Jay Baruchel, who's Maxwell Lord, has actually described this fight in the podcast that we talked about earlier. And this is his take on it.
There's a scene where Maxwell Lord brainwashes Clark, and all of a sudden, this guy's got Superman as a weapon. But in order for the process for me, because I can always control people's minds and my nose bleeds a little, for me to get into a Kryptonian brain, my pitch was, and we were going to do it, and Miller loved it, was it's not just a nosebleed. I start bleeding out of every fucking orifice in my head because it takes that much to get in the Kryptonian brain. And then I do, and I turn him into full red-eye Superman, and then there's this big-ass fight between him and Wonder Woman where he breaks her fucking wrists and shit.
He's really getting into it, man.
Yeah, he's really
getting into it.
So yeah, there's a bunch of storyboards, and it looks super destructive. They are throwing each other through buildings.
Yeah, it looks very much sort of similar to like Man of Steel, sort of just throwing through buildings and everything like that.
So this fight extends all the way into outer space at one point.
Of course it does.
They're fighting in outer space and even all the way to the moon and back. That's how much they are fighting. They're fighting to the moon and back.
Moon and back. Wow.
Now,
is that a race car? Is that a race car coming out of the...
It looks like a race car in one of the storyboards.
Is it Lightning McQueen?
It's the crossover you knew was going to happen. So Batman actually attempts to help Wonder Woman by electrocuting Superman with 2 high-voltage electric cables. Superman is stunned for a moment, but quickly recovers and backhands Superman through the ceiling. So I love those little details of like how strong Superman is. Like his little backhand will send him through the ceiling.
Yeah, good.
I mean, he's not injured enough, is he?
He's the walking wounded at this point, Batman.
So the battle between Superman and Wonder Woman actually extends through the city, destruction everywhere, and then she actually falls into the Hudson River. Now,
Tom Hanks and Sully just lands on top of him.
But she's just fallen into a great body of water. Who might come to her aid?
Oh, bloody... Oh,
Aquaman arrives in the river
with his hand.
He helps resuscitate Wonder Woman, allowing her to escape back to Maxwell's hideout to confront him. Superman dives into the river in search of Wonder Woman, but instead finds Aquaman and an army of sea creatures waiting for him. Superman defeats this army.
That's just the cliff notes. But Superman defeats him.
And not before Arthur is able to slash Superman's chest with his trident.
Oh.
So at this point, Wonder Woman has escaped to try and get Maxwell Lord again.
Yep.
Superman is still going crazy, and he's just fought Aquaman in the river. And Wonder Woman re-enters, and she confronts Maxwell Lord one last time.
You were the only one I couldn't get to.
Mind control. Such an insidious power.
Not even Superman could take you out. Amazing.
She wraps the lasso of truth around Maxwell Lord, pulls it tight.
Tell me how to turn this off.
Oh, are we going to tell the truth now? Diana?
How do I stop this?
You want to know the truth? The truth is, you weren't there.
Tell me!
None of you, not one of you, was there. You weren't there for Tom Parnell or Carl Bader. Where were you for Billy Hardwick, huh? Darius Woods?
This ends now!
They were children, and they were dying, and you weren't there!
They come face to face.
Jonah Wilkes! Jonah Wilkes needed saving! Where were you?
Enough!
You're right. It is enough. Nobody likes a pity party. Here's the truth. There's only one way to stop this, Princess. Kill me.
Superman steps back through the hole in the wall, eyes gone black.
It's the only way to get me out of his mind, to turn this off. You'll have to kill me. But you won't, will you? You won't, because you made a vow. A solemn pledge never to kill. Never to take a human life. You want to. Oh, you want to so bad I can smell it on you. Like a perfume. You can't do it.
She pulls the lasso around his neck like a noose.
You know you can't kill me.
The lasso slips through her fingers.
Where were you? Where were any of you when I needed you?
Batman drops, grabbing Maxwell Lord by the neck.
Right here.
No way.
So this is what I was talking about things bleeding into other movies.
Yes.
I think to the outrage of many people in Man of Steel,
Correct.
Superman snapped the villain's neck.
Yeah.
But this
Zod-
originated back in 2007 with Justice League Mortal.
Because that's insane. Because the whole premise of that was like, oh, Superman doesn't kill people, and then he snaps Zod's neck in that because he was going to kill people, and he's like, it's the only way. There's nothing else to do. And then here we go again. The neck snapper.
All I can think, right? The only thing that makes sense with this is that there was a producer at Warner Brothers who was like, I'm getting a neck snap in a superhero movie. And every script has a neck snap in it. Until eventually he got it out of his system in Man of Steel. But I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up in more than this script. There's like another cancelled superhero movie that there's a neck snap at the end of. So,
mate, look, the idea of Superman versus Wonder Woman is a cool battle.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I like that. Sounds like awesome, like especially with the CG that they can do with these days. And look, get him to beat up some seahorses. That's fine. And Superman defeats everyone underwater. Yeah. But I don't know, man. Maxwell Lord.
Well, here's the thing.
He sounds rubbish.
He's now dead. He's had his neck snapped.
Why can't they just knock him out though?
And I bet you're thinking, well, that's the end of him.
Yeah.
But you'd be wrong.
Are you kidding me?
Maxwell.
Is M. Night Shyamalan directing this?
Mind jumps into a nearby computer, which then merges.
Whoa.
Oh, no, hang on. Which then merges with Talia al Ghul. So at this point in the script.
What?
He jumps into a computer that then merges with Talia al Ghul. So,
what do you mean by. Can you define the word mind jump?
So because the premise is, because he is telepathic, he is more than just his body at this point. So his consciousness then can meld to other people.
That makes no sense.
No, it's like the movie with Johnny Depp where he becomes a computer. Remember that movie?
You mean Transcendence?
Yes. Thank you. I couldn't remember the title.
Don't worry, mate. That terrible film called
Well, before it was that terrible movie, it was this terrible movie.
But that's like, that incorporates downloading brainwaves and stuff like this.
Don't worry about it.
This is like, oh, no, I'm going to get my neck snapped.
Don't worry about it. So at this point in the script, the character is now called Maxwell/Talia because they are one.
Okay.
Right. The Maxwell/Talia computer reveals that Maxwell used his Planet Krypton restaurant chain to infect people with the Ovac virus.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yes.
His Planet Krypton restaurant chain.
Yes. So
No.
and throughout the script, he's quite proud of his planet Krypton. The first time he meets Bruce Wayne, he gloats
he's
that
bragging about-
over 1 million have been served in the city alone. And 1 million people can't be wrong. So that is how he has started this OMAC invasion via his fast food restaurant.
Is this whole film a veiled attempt at like denouncing fast food? Is that what it is?
It could be. Maybe Miller is anti like big fast food corporations.
Yeah, maybe.
So Maxwell / Talia then orders the OMAC war to commence. Batman attempts to free Talia from the computer, but she dies.
Hey, wait, sorry, I got confused. What do you mean Talia's in the computer?
So I guess this is a bit of information that I skipped over. When he meets Talia and Maxwell reveals himself to be in charge, she is hooked up to a computer.
She's hooked up?
Yes. How? Don't worry
The
about
Matrix
it. Don't
style?
worry about it.
Is this?
Don't worry about it because the screenwriters also didn't worry about it.
They were just like, she knows Kung Fu now.
At this point, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, and the Martian Manhunter are joined by the Flash and Wally West as Kid Flash, also in costume.
Okay.
So, as the OMACs begin their attack on the heroes, Maxwell Lord mind possesses Barry Allen now. He jumps into Barry Allen's mind. And he transforms into what is described in the script as an OMAC Alpha.
Okay.
What is that? I don't know. But the point is, he is now in the mind of a superhero. He's in the mind of the Flash, and they don't know how to get him out. Last time that happened, Talia al Ghul died.
So they've already fought all these OMACs before, didn't they?
Yes.
And now they're just doing it again.
There's just more. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So it's at this point that Barry actually realizes that the only way to finish this is to sacrifice himself. He's going to have to sacrifice himself, and that will take Maxwell Lord out with him because he is in his mind. And the way he's going to do
because
that,
Maxwell won't just jump into someone else's body because he's just done that randomly so far.
The way he's going to do it is he's going to run so fast that he creates what is described as a cosmic wall of light. And he's going to slam into it and essentially take himself almost out of time.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's not a bad plan. But at this point...
Yeah, in terms of just making up things that you can just do with the superpowers, which Flash is known for. He's just like, I can time travel now. I can merge stuff. I can make wind.
Yeah, I can see the future. Why not?
I can make a light wall.
So before he does this, he actually freezes time. Well, he's running at such a pace
fast that he's
and he actually leaves whatever. He freezes time. Who cares? He actually leaves the battlefield and he runs home to his wife. And his wife is watching this on TV, and he has just one last little moment with his wife.
I know you can't hear me, can't see me, but I had to see you. Here's the funny thing. You want to know what it is? Turns out I can save the whole world. I can. And so that's what I'm going to do. Because you're in it. My God. What a beautiful world.
So there he is. And I know that this has some cheese and whatever, but I actually think this is a nice scene.
Mate, this is Gouda chock full of ridiculous cheesy amounts of cheese.
But I like this scene, the idea that he's apologizing to his wife for the one thing that she warned him about earlier.
So, first of all, he's half OMAC, half Ultra, half Maxwell Lord at this point in some sort of beast mode transformer thing. And then he runs in there and he's like, hey, see you later. And then he runs away.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know he's there.
No.
So it's pointless.
But it's a nice character closing moment.
Is it though, Campbell?
Look, I think it is. You could have not had this scene. And the movie would flow just as... But I think it's nice to give his character that bit of closure.
At least come in there and say, hey, I don't want to bang Wonder Woman. Like, you're the only girl for me. Yeah. No, it doesn't even go there. Okay.
But, okay. Well, look, we disagree. I actually think it's a nice scene. So Barry races back to the battlefield and he starts running around the Earth until he is running at light speed, essentially. And he slams into the speed barrier or the cosmic wall of light, and it actually kills him. And finally, he's destroyed the Maxwell Lord in his mind with him.
OMAC.
And all the
Super.
OMACs, as they do in every movie,
Of course.
start collapsing.
They just die and it just solves everyone's problems.
Yes. So, but the Flash has saved the world now. He has taken Maxwell Lord out with him. All the OMACs have lost control, and he has saved the world. So we actually now see the funeral again, and we realize that the Flash at the funeral is actually Wally West.
Oh.
And Batman watches on in the distance, watching over the funeral, with a smug little look on his face.
Smug?
Yeah. Because he's going, ha ha ha, I'm too cool for this. So it was a bit of a trick. They make you believe that at the beginning Batman has fallen.
dies.
But in fact, it was the Flash and Batman were just too cool to go to his funeral.
But do you know what annoys me about that? Okay. First of all, you set up a pretense that everyone spends the entire film going, oh, Batman's going to die, Batman's going to die, Batman's going to die. It's not actually, like, you're not subverting expectations in a way that's clever or intelligent. It's just, oh, you know what you thought was going to happen all along? Well, it's actually this guy that died, so you were an idiot.
And this is what I find as well, is there is actually not a moment in the script in which Batman is about to die.
Yeah.
That you would be like, oh, this is where it happens.
But then it's almost that feeling of then you're, and that's why I don't like that device by saying 2 days earlier, because it's that whole concept of, well, I know it's going to get to this point.
Yeah.
And so first of all, you know that all the other superheroes are going to be fine.
Yeah.
And then second of all, that you spend a lot of time going, oh, I wonder when this is going to happen. I wonder when this, and it takes you out of not knowing what's going to happen and being interested by the developments of the story. And it's just look, it's your classic twist ending that no one asked for.
Wow, hot take.
Okay.
Eden not happy with the funeral flashback
Yeah,
structure.
no, correct.
Well, we've only got one last scene left. And this is actually...
Look, I'll tell you right now, this better bring the whole film together. Okay?
Oh.
This could save the entire film right here.
Eden, you're in luck.
Oh, good.
So we're back at the Fortress of Solitude, and the heroes are meeting to decide whether or not if this team is a good idea. Maybe they should stick together.
My vote is yes.
I'm with John. I'm in.
I'd be honored.
Wally?
I don't know. This should be my Uncle Barry, not me.
We want you with us. Flash.
Okay. I'll try.
Then count me in too.
That you would even have me after. But my vote is yes. Yes.
No.
This isn't a time to go back to your cave. To work alone.
No. I don't belong here. With you, all of you. You have powers. You have... I'm not the Batman. Okay, that is just a mask that I wear. I'm Bruce Wayne. And I have one weakness. I'm human.
No, Bruce. That's your strength. Our strength.
Okay.
Holy, what is that? Soup, is that a Comstat link you've got here? Is that thing real?
It looks like a starfish.
Yeah, the size of Rhode Island. Looks like Starro here's headed right for us.
Let's do it.
And that is how Justice League Immortal ends, with the Justice League launching themselves into outer space to battle Starro the Conqueror. That is Justice League Immortal, the movie that never was.
Oh, man. Hey, what's Starro?
Starro is another big comic book villain.
Does he have stars? He puts on people's heads and takes them over?
I don't know that much about Starro, but yeah, you might be right.
Something like that. yeah. I think Darkseid does. I think, yeah, they're all. I don't know. It just annoys me that. You don't have superpowers, but you're human, and that's your biggest superpower.
It is an ongoing plot thread that Bruce Wayne is kind of jealous.
Yes,
that everyone has powers
and he doesn't. Yeah, I think the other thing that's interesting, they don't mention Bruce and Superman have the same name for their mother. That never comes up.
That is a missed opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Martha. Martha.
Can you imagine if that was a holdover from this script as well?
Wow, that would make so much more sense.
Again,
if it was.
It's that producer being like, no one has realized this, and they've never mentioned it.
I just okay, interesting. Look,
Okay. Well, before we get into final thoughts, Eden, we want to talk about what happened and why this movie fell apart.
Yes.
Because it actually isn't anything to do with creatively they weren't happy with the script or the costumes or anything like that.
It sounded like everyone was pumped.
Everyone was so pumped. And it's actually almost sad to see some of the interviews when they were getting ready for it because they were all so excited. So it actually gets kind of weirdly political why it was cancelled. And in fact, Wonder Woman herself, Megan Gale, explained it one time at Maya Fashion Week.
The writer's strike has affected it as it's affected every film in the industry, but that's okay. We're just waiting for that to get resolved and hopefully I can get back to work on it because it's something that I've dabbled in before and my appetite was whet and it was always intriguing to me.
Now, I left that clip a little longer just because I think it's funny that she says my appetite was wet.
Yeah, well, it is funny. But so the writer's strike.
So yes, back in 2007, there was a huge Hollywood writers' strike, and that kind of affected this. Now, George Miller expanded on it a little bit in an interview with Den of Geek, and he said it's not even quite that simple. He said there was a writers' strike. There was also some legislation with a tax rebate to make it in Australia because it was going to be filmed here. It was the first film that came up, and there was a debate about whether or not it was Australian content heavy enough. And I thought it was with me driving it. They thought it didn't have enough Australian content. There was a board that no longer exists that the government cobbled together from people who knew nothing about the film industry, and they voted. They struck it down with one vote. We were all ready. Once that happened and the writer's strike happened, it all fell apart.
Well,
So
there we go.
It's kind of a mishmash between the writer's strike happening so you couldn't really work on the film and the Australian government actually saying this isn't Australian enough
to get the tax rebate.
To get the tax rebate to film here, because at the time of its production, it was going to be the most expensive movie ever made.
Wow.
Yeah, it had a budget, I think, rumored of about $300 million, which is actually what the
other
League
one was
ended up costing. But it's kind of the government's fault. There was also
as is everything.
There was also some creative differences. Adam Brody said that he thought it was Warner Brothers kind of being hesitant to have more than one Batman. And even Christian Bale had been quoted as saying, I'm assuming yelling this on a set somewhere to a
some
DP.
underling,
It's better if it didn't tread on the toes of what we're doing. It would be better if it came out after Batman 3. So the other Batman camp also wasn't happy with this going on. So what had actually happened was the writer's strike just days before they were going to film happened. And within about a week, it all fell apart. And in fact, in an interview with IMDb, Armie Hammer kind of explained what that was like.
So the writer's strike was looming. So what we did is we all sat down at a table before we knew it was going to happen. I mean, almost like we have 2 hours. And they're like, so just throw every idea we can into the script because we can't write the script once it starts. Right. And everybody just sat around spitballing with George and Nico and all the whole creative team down there. And we ended up with a script that was almost 200 pages long. And then someone goes, okay, 5, 4, 3... all right, guys, that's the writer's strike. Pens down, no one can write anything else. And we were all like, ooh, what is this script going to look like? And then we got a call one day from the producers, and they go, we need everybody to come in and bring all of your material, bring your scripts, bring your notes, bring everything. And we were like, okay. And we show up, and they had big bins, and they go, put it all in here. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I quickly snuck a CD out of my computer and put it in my back pocket, turned it all in, and I managed to basically steal a script. But other than that, I had nothing to show for it. I'm sure there's pictures floating around out there somewhere of all of us in our costumes. But yeah, they sent us home.
He is right. There are pictures of them in their costumes floating around. You can find them in the link in the episode notes.
Man.
So that is what happened is within a couple of days, everything just fell apart.
Because it felt like it was happening. I remember at the time hearing about it and it was like, yep, there's like the fact that you've got to like costume shots, you've got casting, you've got everything actually there happening, finances all on the way, you've got your director, you've got everything in place, and then to literally turn it off.
And one of the saddest photos you'll find on the blog is the cast days before filming was about to start in Sydney all together.
Yeah, didn't they do a panel or something?
There's a big cast photo. They're sitting on a set of steps, and they're all so pumped.
The Opera House? Was it the Opera House steps?
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Bridge behind them as well. So the saddest version of this story is actually a story from Jay Baruchel. And this is the one that really breaks my heart. This is the story he had about the cancellation.
January 7th, you'll be back in Sydney. January 6th, I got the call it's not happening. DJ Catrona, my buddy who's going to play Superman, who's on the From Dusk Till Dawn TV show, he had it far worse. He didn't get the call the day before. He was standing with his luggage in front of his place in LA. The town car was pulling up as he got the phone call, "You're not going." And the driver said, "I'm here to take you to the airport." And he said, "No, I'm not." He's like, "I'm pretty sure I am." He's like, "Buddy, I just got the call. Please, my heart's broken. I'm going back inside." Literally had his bag packed. Yeah. And he had been there. I was only in Sydney for two weeks.
Doesn't that break your heart?
That's so.
He's sitting with his bag packed on his
like
little...
going to set, like, first day of school. Nope.
So that is the movie Justice League Mortal and what it was going to be and what ultimately happened to it that we've obviously never seen it up until now. You've seen it with the mind's eye.
With your power of imagination.
The question is, knowing everything you know and having the plot recap to you, do you think this would have been any good?
This would have been worse than Justice League that we got. I honestly, it sounds so... maybe because the script was thrown together.
Yeah.
And at the end, it just sounds... But even the concept, even a lot of the concept, even the structure, fundamentally, how the film was going to be put together with that concept of everyone getting beaten straight away by stupid, ridiculous ideas.
And a pretty cool robotic mosquito.
Yeah. All hail the robotic mosquito. But the idea that you've got some superhero-themed restaurant...
Yeah. I kind of like Planet Krypton.
Okay,
as an idea.
Okay, Cambo, we'll invest in your Planet Krypton idea.
So, I've been thinking about this because I have dug into the script.
Yeah. Okay. So,
deep.
what do you think? Where yours heads at?
I think, this is the problem. Is this is a draft?
Yes.
So we don't know where the draft got to or whatnot. I actually think, for all the cheese that it had, and it is very family friendly and a little bit silly and a little bit wacky.
Yeah.
I actually think it would have been better than what we got.
Really?
Because what we got was also a hodgepodge mess.
This is true.
But they should have known better.
Okay.
This had happened before.
Yeah,
And
I think they got backed into a corner with the one that actually happened with everything that was happening, and they tried to change it, and they get rid of Zach, and they got all these sort of things. And so, I understand that was a train wreck for different reasons, but this in itself, I don't know. Okay, look, granted there are some cool scenes.
Yes.
Okay, so Batman versus
Wonder Woman.
Superman versus Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Cool scene.
Robotic mosquito.
Cool scene. Fire-breathing seahorse in a jar. Cool scene.
The Flash seeing multiple crimes on TV and then running out of Planet Krypton to solve them.
Cool scene. The Flash just eating for several scenes.
Every character objectifying Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Hey, not cool. So look, there's some interesting things in it. I think you needed to do way more with the villain, with Max. Mm-hmm. In terms of really, his big play was that taking over Superman for like one scene.
Yes, and infecting everyone with his hamburgers.
Yeah, but the hamburger schmamburgers.
So, here's how I see it. I like that the Justice League was already established.
Yep.
I kind of like that it's just a world that is lived in. And even Marvel took films and films and films to get up to that point.
Yeah.
They were just going to jump in, and I kind of like the balls of that.
Yeah.
Having everyone still in puberty is an interesting choice.
Yes. I think you can do that with these characters because they are so iconic.
Yeah.
And because everyone knows who Superman is, Batman is, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. Like, okay, Martian Manhunter maybe not, even Green Lantern maybe not in the sort of the wider world. So you can sort of jump in with that. Whereas, some of the other heroes that have sort of come out of Marvel and stuff like that, you need to work on.
Right.
But so that in it, so I can see how that works. But you're right. I think they were skewing very young for most of the cast.
Yep.
And I don't think they also didn't get the opportunity to shine. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think outside of that one scene, when like, I'll use my laser vision to take out your surgery and to do that like on you to get the mosquito. Outside of that, which I think is very basic and very like, we'll just do this. They're not given those moments
to shine.
Yeah, which I think...
who I think actually comes off the best in this script is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonder Woman has
I think they loved
several kind of kick-ass scenes.
Yes.
And she comes off the strongest and apparently is the hottest according to everyone in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But I would 100% agree with that. I think the film is based more around her than almost anyone else.
So,
the
question is, would you want to see it?
Would I want to see...
It's sounding like you're going for a no.
I would not want to see this version of it.
I would.
Okay.
Purely just to see how crazy it gets.
Okay, that's good. I think it would irritate me to the point of that I would be like, this is such a missed opportunity, which sort of irritated me about the Justice League film that I did get. Seeing these awesome characters that I love be like pulled down to the point of, hey, I love this hamburger.
Does this satiate the pain of this movie having never happened now then?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good thing.
Because now this is always seen as like, oh, what would that movie have been?
And you know what? Honestly, from my limited knowledge going in, I was like, that sounded really cool and good like this. But when you break down the scenes and the ideas and stuff like that, you're like, yeah, I don't actually think... I think it's for the best.
I think that might be a running theme in this podcast going forward, which is, I get why it was cancelled. Maybe it was cancelled for a reason.
Yeah. Tax. The tax man.
Well, there you have it. We've come to the end of our original Cancelled Movie Report pilot, which was George Miller's Justice League Mortal. We hope you enjoyed these episodes, and we would love it if you could subscribe, be it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you like to listen. It really does help us get discovered in the charts. It would also be terrific if you could give us a 5-star rating, or most importantly of all, just tell a friend. We're completely independent here at Cancelled Movie Report, so your support really does mean the world to us. And hey, what did you think of the movie? And did we miss anything? We would love to hear from you. You can always get in touch with us via cancelledmovies@gmail.com or @cancelledmovies on all of the social network platforms. Hey, maybe you have a cancelled movie project you've always wanted to hear about. Why not let us know? You can fill out a form in the episode description alerting us to a project, and we may just give it the Cancelled Movie Report treatment. I'm Michael Campbell. I've hosted and edited this episode. Eden Porter was my co-host too. We both produced the show. And Sam DiLorenzo was the sound engineer. We would also like to thank our amazing voice cast, all of which are listed in the episode notes. Next episode, make sure you're listening because we're talking about a cancelled Alien 3 project that is pretty crazy. Here is a sneak peek.
Just for a bit of context, these two gentlemen were actually the 4th and 5th of 10 different writers to tackle Alien 3.
Yeah.
So it was a free-for-all out there.
So this is one of the things I tangentially know is that this movie went through so many different phases and no one could quite get it right, and none of them very similar.
But until then, take care.